Hi, I'm Matt Collins. I'd like to welcome you to Bob Weber Auto Mart on Douglas Avenue here in Racine, across from Douglas Park. We specialize in 1-year-old, low mileage, almost new cars. And if you'd like to stop by and see them, or see them on our website, bobweberautomart.com, we could save you between $5,000 and $10,000 on your next almost new car purchase.
I'm Michael Burke, and this is Money Talks. Hi, today we're with Gregg Salomone, the president of Imperial Laundry Systems, right?
It's services.
It's services now. It used to be systems.
It used to be systems.
Okay. And basically you're right between uptown and downtown Racine.
Correct.
Just off of Washington Avenue. And one reason I want to do this show is just because this is a building people may have driven by literally thousands of times and just kind of wondered what the heck is going on in there. So we're going to tell them that. The recent news with your company was the landing of the Potawatomi Casino and Hotel contract.
That's correct.
19 stories, 381 rooms, and how much laundry, or you use the term linens, why don't you?
Well,
let's tell what Imperial does and what does linens mean to you?
In a nutshell, what we do is we process bed sheets, any type of linen items that you would find in a hotel. As well as any linen items, including uniforms that you would find in hospitals. So we use generally the broad term linen, and we measure each account by the poundage that it generates. So any cloth item that is used at a hospital, and any cloth items that are used at hotels, or in the case of Potawatomi, their new hotel, are what we process. The products are owned by the hospitals and the hotels themselves, so we're considered a customer-owned goods company that we process it for them. Mm-hmm. We process it, we pick it up today, for instance, and we'll deliver it within 24 hours.
That's pretty impressive. Now you're using the term process a lot. You mean clean and sometimes beyond clean?
Oh, beyond clean. Everything from taking the carts that they've put all of their linen in hamper bags, sorting it in an area that is on the second floor of this building because we have to comply with infection control procedures that are mandated by a governing body in the state of Illinois, which is Joint Commission. So all of the dirty linen, whether it's hospital or hotel, comes up on the second floor. It's separated or sorted by piece, and then it's put down or dropped into the tunnel washers, washed, dried, folded, packaged, carded, covered, and sent back to the hotels or the hospitals.
Now you're used to thinking in terms of poundage. What was the figure you gave? I believe it was you expect 1.5 million pounds of laundry just from the Potawatomi account alone per year.
And that seems to be trending up.
Oh, is that right?
It is because their occupancy, unlike some other hotels that are more seasonal, their occupancy is steadier, but it's in the high 90s, and they expect that to be consistent throughout the times of the year where other hotels may drop down. Theirs are going to be driven by convention business, group business, as well as the casino business.
And just to try to convert that again into something people can think about, even at the 1.5 million pounds level, I did a little math this morning, that's 750 tons. And that would be well over 2 tons a day from the one account going in and out, correct?
Well, no, not that. It'll be on an annualized basis for Potawatomi. We're trending it at about 1.8 million tons for the entire year. Mm-hmm. So we process with all of our accounts together anywhere between 40 and 50,000 pounds a day.
Oh, okay. This was a very significant acquisition of this account. First of all, how did you get it? Were you bidding strictly on price? Were you bidding on turnaround time? How many were you up against?
I believe we were up against about 3 other companies, and they really didn't disclose who they were, but it was on pricing, but more so on quality, reliability, the number of trucks in our fleet to make sure that we'd be able to get their product to them when they needed it.
Which is what?
We have 8 trucks right now, so they wanted to make sure that their deliveries were delivered every day at 2 o'clock, and we pick up their soil linen in the evening, so we process it first thing in the morning and have it ready to go out by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But they represent about 1.8 of our 16 million pounds that we process annually.
So that's, in very rough terms, bumped you up by about 10%.
It has bumped us up, and it was a great acquisition. Pricing was a component, but pricing also wasn't what drove the acquisition of the account. It was the references that they'd gotten from our other hotel clients. I came from the hotel business for about 25 years, so I can empathize with what hotel managers go to when it relates to linen usage and linen spend. So we were awarded the contract, and it was an exciting time for us.
Was everyone, well, you wouldn't know this necessarily, but is it the standard in the industry to have a 24-hour turnaround?
In some cases it is. There are some companies that are down in the city of Chicago that do have 24-hour turnaround, but we're one of the only ones up in this area that I know about. And the thing is that's unique about us, we're a smaller company. We're not, we try harder. We're very thin on management, or lean on management, but the managers, including myself, are the ones that are dealing with the clients themselves, so that if there are any issues or special requests, they want an early delivery, we're on call 24/7. So it gives them that security to know that they're talking to the decision makers at the plant that can expedite it.
Yeah. Let's give a quick thumbnail sketch of this company. Now it's not only Racine based; it's in Racine. All of its presence is right here.
All the employees and the company. This is the headquarters and production plant.
And it started when?
In 1991.
And who are its owners?
The owners are a private family that live in Lake Geneva. They acquired the company back in 2011. And they have no intent of flipping the company or investing it and selling it. They look at handing it down to their children, and the owner is very involved with us.
Yeah, that's assuring. And how many people do you employ?
Right now we employ 115. We've added 5 more people, and with the poundage that we see increasing, not only from Potawatomi but from our other clients, including the hospitals, this time of the year we're looking for more people.
And by the way, you said we've added 5 more. You were just referring to the last time you and I talked when I did my story a month ago. But actually, you were sitting at 90.
Right, and we added 20 more at that time, so it was 110.
So you've added 25 people to the 90 just since the acquisition of that account.
Exactly.
And you said it's still growing.
And in part because of Potawatomi too, because originally when we had signed the contract, we were expecting about 1.5 million pounds, 1.4 million, but now with the trending, they're looking at producing about 1.8 million annually, so we have to anticipate those demands that they place on us to make sure that we have the people to process it properly.
And you mentioned the other hotel accounts you have are all kind of thriving.
They are. Interestingly enough, all the hotels that we're dealing with right now, which are in the city of Chicago, their occupancies have skyrocketed, and they're sending us more and more soil linen, and we're turning it around. And for some of them, we even do special runs, and we don't charge them, just to make sure that they have linen on the shelves for their guests.
The acquisition of the Potawatomi account also led you to another decision, which was this piece of equipment that is.
Correct.
So why don't you just briefly tell us what that is?
The ownership, along with the management, decided that we needed to purchase a piece of equipment that's currently being manufactured in Denmark. It's an ironer folder. And what it does, it becomes more efficient. It can even process specialty items, like the Potawatomi flat sheets, the linen that they have, the larger pieces, give it a better finish than what we provide now. We provide a very good finish, but we can produce faster. With our ironers that you saw downstairs, we process approximately 300 pieces per hour. With this new piece of equipment, we can go up to 700 to 800 pieces an hour.
And that $1 million piece of equipment, by the way, I want to throw that investment amount out there, is not resulting in the loss of jobs here.
No, sir. not at all, not at all. We can reassign anyone that we would move. Let's say if we're going to be needing only 2 people to run that piece of equipment, but currently the equipment that it's going to be replacing requires 5, we would take those other 3 people and place them elsewhere in the plant itself.
Last 2 quick questions for you. What's the company's growth going to be this year in percentage terms?
We're looking at, I'd say for 2015, with the acquisition of accounts that we currently are in negotiations with, adding about another 2.5 to 3 million pounds. So in rough terms, I'd say about 15 to 20% growth.
From this year to next year?
Correct.
And this year alone, I believe you had some pretty significant
We
growth.
did. We had about a 30% growth this year.
Yeah. Well, obviously doing great things.
Thank you.
That was our peek into the inside of Imperial Laundry Services.
That's
Correct?
correct, yes,
I got it
sir.
right that time.
Yeah.
With Gregg Salomone. Thanks for being on
Thank
the
you very
program,
much.
Gregg.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching.